You're not broken when you doubt. You're not failing when you question everything you once believed. In fact, those moments of uncertainty might be the very thing leading you to a deeper, richer life. And Lewis, one of history's greatest minds, discovered this truth in the most unexpected way. Here's what's fascinating. Before Lewis became known for his spiritual wisdom, he was a hardcore atheist who thought believers were fooling themselves. But it was his very doubts, his deepest questions, that led him to uncover something remarkable. Today, I'm going to share 6 surprising ways your doubts might actually be working in your favor, backed by Lewis's profound insights that most people have never heard about. You'll discover why some of your most uncomfortable questions could be the doorway to personal growth, how moments of uncertainty might be building more strength than you realize, and why the greatest minds in history saw doubt not as an enemy, but as a hidden ally. What makes this perspective so powerful is that it completely flips the script on what most of us have been taught about doubt. While everyone else is trying to suppress their questions, you'll learn why embracing them might be the smartest move you can make. The best part? These insights aren't just theory, they're practical tools that have transformed countless lives, starting with Lewis himself. Whether you're wrestling with faith, questioning your career path, or just feeling uncertain about your next move, what you're about to learn will change how you view every doubt you've ever had. Let's dive into these 6 hidden blessings of doubt, and I promise you by the end of this video, you'll never look at your questions the same way again. Life hits differently when we stop pretending to have all answers. Deep inside our minds, doubt acts as nature's built-in truth detector, pushing us past comfortable lies into raw, unfiltered reality. Lewis knew this battle intimately, not just as an intellectual exercise, but as someone who fought against his own deepest questions. Most people run from doubt because it feels like failure. But Lewis discovered something profound during his years as an Oxford professor. In his personal journals, he noted how doubts stripped away layers of pretense he didn't even know existed. Each question became a chisel, carving away at superficial beliefs until only authentic truth remained. Doubt forced Lewis to confront beliefs he'd never truly examined. Born into a religious family, he'd inherited a set of convictions that sat comfortably on surface level, but when doubt crept in during his teenage years, it sparked an honesty revolution within him. Instead of clinging to comfortable assumptions, he found himself asking harder and harder questions. This internal wrestling match led him down an unexpected path. Rather than weakening his intellectual foundation, doubt became his companion in pursuing truth. Every skeptical thought, every probing question, served as stepping stones toward deeper understanding. His journey from atheism to faith wasn't despite his doubts, it was through them. In Surprised by Joy, Lewis writes about moments when doubt stripped him of all pretense, leaving him naked before reality. These experiences, though uncomfortable, prove invaluable. They taught him that honest questioning beats comfortable certainty every time. Skepticism played matchmaker between Lewis and truth. By acknowledging his doubts, he discovered authenticity that surface-level acceptance could never provide. His questions became tools for mining deeper wisdom, each one revealing new layers of understanding previously hidden beneath conventional thinking. Modern research echoes Lewis's experience. Studies show people who engage with their doubts often develop stronger, more resilient beliefs than those who suppress questioning. Doubt acts like intellectual immune system, challenging weak ideas and strengthening those that survive scrutiny. Looking at Lewis's extensive writings, pattern emerges. Moments of greatest doubt often preceded breakthroughs in understanding. When he allowed himself to question everything, including his own motives and assumptions, clarity eventually followed, not because doubt disappeared, but because it led him to solid ground he might never have found otherwise. Honesty with ourselves opens doors no amount of certainty can unlock. By embracing doubt as ally rather than enemy, Lewis found path to deeper truth. His journey shows that real growth begins when we stop defending our beliefs and start examining them. Growth rarely comes from comfortable places. Beneath surface-level certainty, doubt works as invisible catalysts, pushing minds beyond familiar territories into unexplored realms of wisdom. Lewis discovered this paradox during his intellectual journey, finding that questions he once feared became stepping stones to deeper insights. In Mere Christianity, Lewis shares how doubt sparked personal revolution in his thinking. Each uncertainty created space for new understanding to take root. Much like growing pains signal physical development, intellectual discomfort often precedes mental expansion. His questions about faith, meaning, and existence didn't just challenge his beliefs, they transformed them. Most fascinating aspects of Lewis's journey emerge from his letters to fellow writers. Within these private correspondences, he describes doubt as divine discontent, inner restlessness spurring continuous growth. Rather than seeing questions as threats, he began recognizing them as invitations to explore deeper truths. Doubt pushed Lewis beyond surface-level acceptance into genuine understanding. When wrestling with concepts of joy and longing in his academic work, uncertainty forced him to dig deeper than conventional explanations. This intellectual wrestling produced insights that later became cornerstone ideas in his most influential works. Similar to how resistance training builds physical strength, doubt builds intellectual muscle. Lewis found that addressing difficult questions head-on developed mental resilience he couldn't have gained through passive acceptance. Each challenge to his beliefs became opportunity for growth, refining rather than destroying his convictions. Through personal journals, Lewis documented how periods of intense questioning preceded major breakthroughs in understanding. Doubt cleared away intellectual debris, making room for new insights to emerge. Instead of weakening his foundation, question strengthened it by forcing him to build on solid ground rather than assumptions. Research into cognitive development supports Lewis's experience. Studies show that engaging with doubt activates parts of brain associated with learning and memory formation. When we question deeply held beliefs, neural pathways expand, creating capacity for more nuanced understanding. Lewis's academic career at Oxford provided perfect laboratory for testing this principle. Engaging with skeptical students forced him to examine his own beliefs more thoroughly. Each challenging question became catalyst for deeper exploration, leading to more comprehensive understanding than simple acceptance could provide. Most profound growth often springs from moments of greatest uncertainty. In Lewis's case, doubts about fundamental questions led him to explore perspectives he might otherwise have missed. By treating questions as opportunities rather than threats, he discovered paths to wisdom that certainty alone could never reach. Periods of doubt became fertile soil where deeper conviction could take root. Rather than avoiding difficult questions, Lewis learned to welcome them as signs of impending growth. His experience shows that intellectual development thrives not in absence of doubt, but in healthy engagement with it. Pride makes poor company for truth seekers. Throughout his journey from atheist professor to renowned writer, Lewis discovered something profound. Doubt serves as master teacher of humility. Within pages of his personal letters, Lewis confessed how intellectual certainty once made him insufferable until doubt cracked open his armor of arrogance. Most revealing insights come from Lewis's early academic years at Oxford. Brilliant young scholar, armed with sharp wit and confident assertions, found himself increasingly isolated by his own intellectual pride. In Surprised by Joy, Lewis writes candidly about transformation doubt brought to his character. Questions he couldn't answer started softening rigid edges of his thinking. Fascinating pattern emerges in Lewis's academic writings, moments when doubt forced him to admit limitations of his own understanding. Rather than weakening his influence, these admissions of uncertainty enhanced his credibility among peers and students. People connected more deeply with honest questions than confident proclamations. Doubt taught Lewis art of intellectual humility. Through wrestling with questions he couldn't answer, he learned the value of saying, "I don't know." This simple admission, rather than diminishing his authority, established foundation for genuine learning. Private correspondence between Lewis and fellow writers reveals deep appreciation for doubt's role in character formation. What started as uncomfortable questioning became trusted tool for maintaining intellectual honesty. Each uncertainty reminded him of vast universe of knowledge beyond his grasp. Similar to how gravity keeps us grounded physically, doubt keeps minds anchored in humility. Lewis discovered that questions prevent intellectual floating, keeping thoughts connected to solid ground of reality rather than drifting into clouds of assumption. Doubt became faithful companion in pursuit of truth, constantly reminding him of human limitations. Research into cognitive bias supports Lewis's observations about pride's blinding effect. Studies show that excessive certainty often leads to decreased ability to process new information or consider alternative viewpoints. Doubt serves as natural counterbalance, maintaining mental flexibility necessary for growth. Most powerful testimony comes from Lewis's students, who noted dramatic shift in his teaching style over years. Early arrogance gave way to genuine engagement with questions, creating space for mutual exploration rather than mere transmission of knowledge. Doubt taught him art of learning alongside others rather than lecturing from above. Within his literary works, Lewis often portrayed pride as primary obstacle to wisdom. Characters who embrace uncertainty often discover truth, while those clinging to certainty remain stuck. This theme, drawn from personal experience, highlights essential role doubt plays in developing genuine humility. Moving from borrowed beliefs to personal conviction marks a journey toward authenticity. Lewis discovered this transformation through repeated cycles of doubt and discovery, documented extensively in Surprised by Joy. Each question peeled away layers of inherited thinking, revealing genuine core beneath social expectations and academic assumptions. Raw honesty fills pages of Lewis's personal journals during his transition from atheism to faith. Unlike many who simply adopt beliefs from surroundings, doubt forced him to rebuild convictions from ground up. Every question became opportunity to distinguish between what he truly believed and what he merely accepted by default. Through correspondence with close friend J.R.R. Tolkien, Lewis explored how doubt strips away pretense. Social pressure often leads people to claim beliefs they've never truly examined. Yet doubt acts as internal authenticity detector, raising red flags whenever professed beliefs don't align with deeper conviction. Most striking passages in Lewis's autobiography detail moments when questioning conventional wisdom led to unexpected discoveries. Rather than accepting standard academic positions of his time, doubt pushed him to explore alternative perspectives. Each uncertainty created space for authentic exploration rather than mere conformity. Within academic circles, Lewis noticed pattern among colleagues. Those avoiding doubt often held positions they couldn't genuinely defend. Meanwhile, people who wrestled honestly with questions developed authentic perspectives, even if different from mainstream views. Doubt became a tool for distinguishing between genuine conviction and social compliance. Personal transformation accelerated when Lewis stopped fighting against questions and started following where they led. In Mere Christianity, he describes the process of moving beyond superficial acceptance to deep personal conviction. Doubt served as chisel, carving away everything inauthentic until only genuine belief remained. Research into psychological development supports Lewis's observations about authenticity. Studies show that periods of questioning often precede development of stable personal identity. Doubt plays a crucial role in separating inherited values from personally chosen ones. Perhaps most profound insight comes from Lewis's description of doubt as compass pointing toward truth. When conventional answers failed to satisfy deep questions, he found himself drawn toward authentic exploration rather than comfortable acceptance. Each doubt became invitation to discover what he truly believed beneath layers of social conditioning. Writing in his later years, Lewis reflected on how doubt refined rather than destroyed his convictions. Questions that once seemed threatening became trusted guides toward authentic understanding. Instead of accepting pre-packaged answers, doubt compelled him to seek personal verification of truth claims. Throughout literary works like Till We Have Faces, Lewis explores the theme of authentic discovery through questioning. Characters who dare to doubt surface-level explanations often find deeper truth beneath. This literary expression reflects his personal journey from inherited beliefs to genuine conviction. Isolation breeds stagnation, while doubt drives connection. Lewis discovered this paradox through weekly gatherings with fellow writers known as Inklings. Within smoke-rimmed rooms of Oxford's Eagle and Child pub, doubt transformed from private struggle into bridge between minds seeking truth together. Reading through Lewis's letters reveals how questioning led him beyond solitary thinking into rich community dialogue. When wrestling with difficult concepts, he found himself drawn to others facing similar struggles. Fellow Professor J.R.R. Tolkien became particularly influential. Their conversations sparked by shared doubts about modernist assumptions in academia. Most profound discussions emerged not from shared certainties, but from mutual questions. In Surprised by Joy, Lewis describes how doubt created common ground between people holding different beliefs. Questions became conversation starters, turning potential arguments into collaborative explorations of truth. Weekly Inklings meetings exemplified power of doubt in building intellectual community. Writers brought unfinished works, uncertain ideas, and challenging questions. Rather than presenting polished conclusions, they shared works in progress, allowing doubt to fuel creative dialogue. These discussions shaped literary masterpieces, like Lord of Rings and Chronicles of Narnia. Through extensive correspondence with readers worldwide, Lewis noticed how openly expressing doubt encouraged others to share their questions. People felt safe exploring uncertainties when they realized they weren't alone in questioning. Doubt became catalyst for authentic connection rather than cause for isolation. Evidence of community's impact appears throughout Lewis's writing career. Books like Problem of Pain emerged from conversations where shared doubts led to deeper insights. Each question posed by friends or students added new dimension to his thinking, creating richer understanding than solitary reflection could provide. Research into group dynamics confirms Lewis's experience. Shared vulnerability often strengthens rather than weakens community bonds. Studies show groups discussing genuine questions develop deeper connections than those maintaining surface-level agreement. Oxford tutorial system provided perfect laboratory for testing this principle. As Professor Lewis observed how students engaged more deeply when allowed to express doubts freely. Classroom discussions came alive when questions received welcome rather than resistance. Learning became a collaborative journey rather than mere transmission of information. Private letters between Lewis and American correspondent Joy Davidman showcase how shared intellectual struggles forged deep personal connections. Their relationship, beginning through exchange of questions about faith and reason, eventually blossomed into marriage. Doubt opened door for intimacy, impossible through mere agreement. Through various writing groups and academic circles, Lewis cultivated spaces where doubt served as conversation starter rather than relationship ender. Questions became invitations for others to join intellectual journey, creating communities bound together by shared search for truth rather than shared certainties. Battles against doubt forge unshakable conviction. Within pages of his most personal writings, Lewis reveals how wrestling with questions strengthened rather than weakened his beliefs. Much like metal emerges stronger from fire, faith tested by doubt develops resilient. Superficial certainty never achieves. Reading through Lewis's wartime correspondence shows profound shift in his perspective on spiritual struggles. Early letters reveal frustration with persistent questions, while later writings embrace doubt as strengthening agent. Through constant intellectual wrestling, he discovered questions don't destroy genuine conviction, they reinforce it. Most compelling evidence comes from Lewis's academic career at Oxford. Students noted how his responses to challenging questions grew more confident over time, not because he stopped doubting, but because doubt had refined his thinking. Each challenge became opportunity to strengthen intellectual foundations rather than chance to crumble. In Mere Christianity, Lewis describes faith as muscle gaining strength through resistance. Questions provide necessary opposition for building robust beliefs. Without doubt pushing against convictions, faith remains untested and potentially fragile. Strong beliefs emerge from facing, rather than fleeing, difficult questions. Fascinating pattern emerges across Lewis's literary works. Characters facing greatest doubts often develop strongest convictions. From Edmund's struggles in Narnia to Mark's journey in That Hideous Strength, transformation comes through confronting rather than avoiding uncertainty. Art imitates life as Lewis portrays doubt's strengthening effect. Personal journals reveal how periods of intense questioning preceded strongest expressions of conviction. Rather than weakening his stance, doubt forced Lewis to dig deeper, building intellectual foundations capable of withstanding scrutiny. Questions became tools for fortifying rather than destroying belief. Research into psychological resilience supports Lewis's observations. Studies show beliefs surviving serious questioning often prove more durable than those never challenged. Within academic debates, Lewis noticed striking difference between untested and examined beliefs. Those avoiding questions often held fragile convictions, easily shaken by challenge. Meanwhile, people who embraced doubt developed nuanced, resilient perspectives capable of withstanding serious scrutiny. Perhaps most profound insight comes from Lewis's description of doubt as spiritual exercise equipment. Each question provides resistance necessary for strengthening conviction. Without this opposition, beliefs remain weak and vulnerable to first serious challenge they encounter. Through decades of intellectual engagement, Lewis discovered paradox at heart of genuine conviction. Strength comes not from avoiding questions, but from wrestling with them honestly. Doubt serves not as enemy of faith, but as trainer, pushing beliefs beyond comfortable certainty into tested truth. Doubt stands tall not as enemy, but ally in pursuit of deeper truth. Through Lewis's journey, we've witnessed how questions once feared become gateways to profound transformation. Each blessing, honesty, growth, humility, authenticity, community, and strength, builds upon others, creating foundation for genuine wisdom. Looking back across Lewis's life reveals beautiful irony. Man who once saw doubt as weakness discovered it as source of greatest strength. His evolution from skeptic to believer happened not despite questions, but because of them. Every uncertainty pushed him closer to truth he might never have found through blind acceptance. Within pages of his works, pattern emerges clearly, depth comes through difficulty. Questions that seemed threatening became trusted guides. Doubt that appeared destructive proved constructive. Uncertainty transformed from obstacle into opportunity. Each blessing uncovered through questioning added new dimension to living authentically. Power lies not in eliminating doubt, but in engaging it purposefully. Like Lewis discovered, questions serve as companions rather than adversaries on journey toward truth. Whether wrestling with faith, career decisions, relationships, or personal identity, doubt offers hidden gifts to those brave enough to embrace it. Most profound legacy of Lewis's insights lives on through countless lives transformed by embracing rather than avoiding questions. His experience shows path forward for anyone facing uncertainty, not around doubt, but through it. Each question marks potential beginning rather than dead end. Right now, somewhere in life, doubt might be knocking. Instead of turning away, perhaps time has come to welcome it as friend-bearing hidden gifts. 6 blessings await those willing to engage questions honestly. Gifts of authenticity, community, strength, and more. If these insights resonated, take a moment to support Journey of Others by hitting like button below. Subscribe to channel for more profound perspectives on life's deepest questions. Turn on notifications to never miss upcoming videos exploring wisdom from history's greatest thinkers. Share this video with someone wrestling with doubt right now. Sometimes knowing others face similar questions makes all difference in the world. Comment section below awaits your thoughts. What role has doubt played in your own journey? Together, we're building a community of truth seekers unafraid to ask hard questions. Each like, share, and subscription helps spread message that doubt isn't weakness, it's invitation to discover something deeper. Until next time, keep questioning, keep growing, keep discovering hidden blessings in life's uncertainties.